Roger, hey. So today is the first day of Wimbledon 2013. I just want to congratulate you on your match against Hanescu. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Very great numbers you put up today, my friends. Oh my God. And why? Okay, so as you know, like I haven't had much chance to watch tennis. It really sucks because I have so much to do. Anyway. Uh, um, but I'm just like, Wimbledon's here. Wimbledon, it's my favorite tournament of the year. You know, it's Wimbledon. Come on, it's Wimbledon. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to be watching more matches. I'll probably get maybe a couple in tomorrow morning, but you won't even be playing tomorrow morning because you played today. But anyway, so I was walking. I was going to the broker for this my father's property here was showing the place, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna get out, in enough time for the prospective tenants to come in and see this place. So anyway, I was walking down the street and I was walking past this awesome brasserie in in the neighborhood, and I've always wanted to go in there, and so I wasn't even gonna go in there today, but I saw Wimbledon was like playing on the screen. It's like this awesome brasserie. It's like on a corner. It's like a V-shaped building, and it's just like such a great spot. It reminds you so much of Paris. Like a nice brasserie in Paris. And then what do you know? Of course, the owner is actually French. So anyway, I went in there. Wimbledon was playing, so I sat at the bar, had a nice little, non-alcoholic drink, and I look up and like freaking Rafa's playing. So I'm like, okay, good, all right, I'm gonna see how Rafa's doing, or whatever. I look at the freaking score and it's like 7-6, 7-6 down Rafa. I'm like, holy crap. And then the bartender says, oh, Rafa's already out. I'm like, I'm sorry, okay? I am sorry. But you have to see, last year one of your major fans put out this Life of a Roger Federer fan. And so he took all of these clips from famous people and different movies and stuff like that. And one of the clips was how it is when Roger wins a championship, how it is when and then he has like a picture of a person, I don't know, it was like a baby or something who was like so unbelievably happy. And then the one that I really remember off the top of my head, which really resonated with me today, when I was in the bars just seeing Rafa like 6'7" against some unknown guy. No disrespect to him. I forgot his name. Danzig. Anyway, he's from Belgium or whatever. And anyway, so the thing that I remember from what this guy put up about a Roger Federer fan was it was like 30 things that he put up, but one of them was seeing Rafa get defeated or something like that after seeing Rafa get defeated, and it was this picture of Michael Jackson in Thriller. And there's this point in Michael Jackson's in this video Thriller where he's like sitting there in the movie theater and he's like, there's like all this violence going on the screen, and Michael Jackson's just sitting there eating popcorn. He's like, this is so good. And you can see like the person who did the Roger Federer fan thing. He took that clip of Michael Jackson going like this. So good, I'm enjoying this, like it is so funny. I have to see if I can find it and then just like put it on for you guys, because you can't understand the way that I'm explaining it now. But anyway, so I had to make a quick video, just to say, great, good stuff today. I just wanted to talk about that. That's like how I felt, with seeing Rafa go out. I don't know. Seeing Rafa go out in the first round, my God, I was just like, some part of me is enjoying this, like Michael Jackson was popcorn in Thriller. I'm enjoying this. So anyway, I guess I'm officially sort of not a Rafa fan much anyway anymore, huh? So anyway, yeah, Rafa looked really dejected though, actually leaving the grounds today after his defeat. I felt a little bad for him. But anyway, getting back to you. So, Wimbledon's here. This is your time, Roger. It's so fun because last year I talked about this a lot. Like, how do you want to go into Wimbledon? I think that the things that I said last year, I think you have them pretty much down. I think for this year, calls for some extra, just a little extra pushing it past your limits. Last year you did a lot of work, I think, on your mental game, and I think that you really committed to it, wholeheartedly. I was so very proud of you. No matter what the result of your performance was, I feel that in all cases, last year that I could ever remember, you always showed up mentally, you were always trying mentally, and I think that, the more that the season went on, the more that you tried as well. Or maybe there were some dips and drops here, but, who's perfect? And anyway, most of us aren't even in your shoes. You're the one out there doing all of this, so we're the ones standing on the sidelines. So very extremely proud of you, Roger. You had some tough matches last year. You had some tough people to get through. This time in Wimbledon last year, you were, you had to that match against Beneteau. Good God, I remember that. And then remember looking at the screen because I couldn't even take like watching the match after a while. I just had to look at the score. And for a long time, it was like, you would get up to you would get a certain amount of points on Beneteau, and then it would be deuce, and then it would be advantage Federer, and then you wait, and then it would be deuce again, and then it would be advantage Federer, and then you wait, and then it would be deuce again. Like, come on, Roger! And then it will be advantage Beneteau, So it was really interesting last year, and then of course you had that back issue, and you managed to get past. I think it was Melise, off the top of my head. I think the guy's name was Melise. You managed to get past him. Then you had to go through Joker. You played that match really calm. You didn't turn his switch on. And, it's really funny because I think Joker learned from you. He learned from you in that match, I think, because I felt like a lot of the matches that he's handled since then, his demeanor has changed. No more all of that screaming and carrying on. He still is going to have his core personality and show off a little bit on the court because that's just his natural personality. But I think from that match last year, you stayed so calm. You just like beat his ass, stay calm. Beat his ass, serve quietly but hard. Beat his ass. Close out the set. Beat his ass. Just be quiet. That was only like one time where you were like, yeah. Yeah. So you didn't flip that switch with him, and I think after that, like, it seemed for me the Joker kind of moved himself into sort of like a different disposition and demeanor as well. So he's a different player, I think, because of that match as well. So it's very interesting, and I really noticed that when he was playing against when Joker was playing against Ryan Harrison. I think he's playing against Ryan Harrison at the Australian Open, and he was just like quietly destroying and annihilating Ryan Harrison, and it just reminded me, his demeanor just reminded me, gave me a flashback. I was like, that's the way Roger was at Wimbledon. I was like, Joker is learning, just be a quiet killer, be a quiet killer. So anyway, so super proud of you. It's another year. You're doing so well. And I have to say, another reason why I'm really proud of you is because of congratulations on your win at Hala, and I just actually got a chance to see a really long segment of highlights from your semifinal against Tommy Haas, and I mean, you were just going for broke. You guys were like a slugfest there. And I mean, you were just kind of like full on. And I loved your confidence. And I wonder, this is what I want to see at Wimbledon. Like, I don't want you to conserve yourself to death. As like I think I said this time last year, and actually in the Wimbledon video, that my coach said some sometimes it's the worst thing, but that's for track. I don't know about for tennis. It's the worst thing to do is to try to conserve your energy. You gotta go. You gotta just go. You're not gonna go overboard, but you're not gonna you're not gonna spend so much time conserving so much energy. But anyway, so I'd like to see you, like, your approach to Wimbledon this year be something that's like a little more full on out, the way I felt it was seeing your performance through the highlights in the semifinals and the finals of Hala. I think you played with a brilliant confidence and assuredness, and I just feel like you're pretty, you'll be unstoppable. At least opening yourself up to playing freely like that, and not playing so conservatively. And that might be an easy thing for me to be able to say because a Tsonga or Djokovic or Murray or any of the other guys who are in your in that top level might not be able to, they might naturally create a complexity that sort of doesn't allow for you to play as openly, I feel, as you did against sorry, this bag over there, the wind is like blowing it, and I just thought, like, it just looked like, I didn't even want to say what that looked like. I was like, what the is that over there moving around? Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway, so sorry. I was just saying that the players that you play against, the higher players, might not be, they might create a sort of complexity, whereas you might not be able to play as openly. But I sort of, a part of me really doesn't believe that. I think it's all pretty much a mental thing, and I think, you were playing like pretty full on against Tommy Haas, it seemed to me, and you still had a couple of gears, you know what I mean, but you were playing full on hard. You guys were slamming the ball and everything, like you were playing pretty hard against Tommy Haas and against Eugenie, which is so funny. Poor Eugenie, right? I think you're like 14-0 against him now, if I remember correctly. I think you were like 13-0 against him at Wimbledon last year. So anyway, that confidence, that openness, just that assuredness, it's just, it's just like, for me, it was like seeing you like do open, assured, self-assured strokes, and I think that, there's so much room for you to do that and put that in your game at Wimbledon this season. I think there are little things to notice. Like, I noticed that Tommy Haas, for one thing, was able to get to net quite a few occasions against you. And I think that's something really important to look at, how he was, able to capitalize on something in your game that allowed him to get to net a lot. And had he been like a higher ranked player and was able to really close the deal on the times that he capitalized getting to net, he would have been able to pretty much surpass, or really make a big killing on the fact that he was exploiting that aspect of your game. So, I think in Wimbledon, that's something really interesting to look at. I think that you should continue to come to net more. Oh my God, and there was this wonderful shot where you came to net against Tommy Haas. Like, you were just like on it for blood, I freaking love the urgency that you were playing with, like the seriousness you were playing with, and I think that you should take that right into Wimbledon and don't be afraid. I know sometimes that if you take that kind of attitude up against the top guys, that could mean like long hours of playing or something like that, but I still think, if you take that attitude in and capitalize in the right way, you could just close the guys out rather than getting into like a dog fight, like some sort of terrible extended dog fight you might not recover from for a couple of, like 5 or 6 days or something. So anyway, I am excited, again, at the way that you played against both of those guys, and I really want to see you take it to a new level, like, unleash yourself. That's what it was. You seemed like unleashed, like Roger Federer unleashed. It wasn't that you were playing at the absolute top of your game, but you were unleashed. You know what I mean? You were mentally unleashed and therefore physically unleashed. And then it was somebody who said last year, like, once Federer, once those shoulders start opening up, you can't stop Federer. Somebody on the radio, Roland Garros, said that last year, and I believe it's true. So I think it's looking at how Tommy Haas too, was able to capitalize a lot and come to net, capitalize off some of your shots, and how he wasn't able to do it, and how that the tougher players, the higher ranked players like a Tsonga or like a Murray, those type of guys who are not better than you but who can capitalize off of your shots and return super powerful shots. You should look at closing any loopholes down in your game on that end, and I think that you should look at it through what happened with Tommy Haas, how he's able to get to net a lot. Only he was, unfortunately for him, unable to close the deal on a lot of those shots. The other thing is that these guys were slugging back and forth with you, but they couldn't hang physically with you over time. I'm talking about Haas and Eugene, and Tommy Haas, my God. If you're going to change your shirt, you should bring 5 shirts the same color, because I feel like that psychologically sends a message to the other player. You constantly changing shirts and stuff. And I'm not saying people change shirts all the time, but at least kind of, keep your shirt changing thing down on the low, so people are not like, wow, he's really sweating it out against me. He's really, that type of deal. Anyway, so, so there's that. I think that's something that you might want to really bring into just being focused this year. I think you already have, like, sort of being able to muddle through any tough points in the match, or being able to take a game point by point like you did last year, moment by moment, and just going into the match even before that, saying, how do I want to go in this match? How do I want to go into a tie break if it comes up? How do I want to close out a tie break if it comes up? How do I want to close out the first set? How do I want to close out the entire match? So those are things that I talked about last year, like you and I talked about last year, so I almost said. This year, I think it's taking all of that stuff, and it'd be great for you to even go back to the old Wimbledon pre-Wimbledon videos last year. Even some of the Roland Garros stuff. I feel like some of my best stuff said was in that time period last year. yeah, go there. I feel like this is the Roger Federer, man, who was like winning five, a championship a month last year. This unleashed Roger Federer. And it's just knowing that you could absolutely do this. It's not even about knowing absolutely doing it. You are doing it. You know what I mean? But again, I think it's gonna take just a little bit more. This year, just being really careful. And I think of really, if you're really playing to a certain extent, a nice combination of being unleashed the way you were and playing with that sense of urgency and push and forward and determination, distinct determination to win, that you're going to get that number 8, title. You know what I mean? Like, you could totally do this. You're a better player. I always say you're a better player than all of these guys. But it's about understanding, what beats Roger Federer. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's power. Sometimes it's capitalizing off Roger Federer's shots that don't go out so far. Sometimes it's still trying to exploit the backhand. Even though like last year, especially at Wimbledon, it was like, you really, the freaking bag over there is freaking scaring me. The ton of wind blows. Oh my God. Okay, so anyway, I'm sorry. You last year, you stood your ground and really came out with some surprising, like really freaking killer shots off the backhand, and I think it's a combination of that. I think it's a combination of definitely being unleashed, playing hard with a determination, really mirroring that person from the semifinals and finals of Hala, and just making sure you close the loopholes on guys being able to come to net and take advantage of some of your shots that don't have a lot of speed on them. Because I think a lot of guys do that, particularly Murray and Tsonga particularly. I think also it would be great for you to consider taking on the ball sometimes early with the greater guys. It would be great for you to, be unleashed and hit the ball in a different direction. You know what I mean? Because some of these balls that I saw that you were hitting over toward Usney, that I felt you hit to the right, but with a little bit of, another millisecond or something like that, you could have hit to the left and got off the court, but it would have required a little bit more attention, but you can do it, but I'm thinking, a lot of these Murrays and Tsongas, and Djokovic, they chase down the ball, they get a lot of these balls back, so I think a time to be unleashed is, again, against these guys, have real confidence in your shot and your shot making because it's the best in the game. And, you don't have to hit these balls back to these guys, because, particularly with some of these guys, something that's a winner against maybe a Haas or even a Yuzhny is not going to be a winner against a Djokovic or a Murray. So, the attitude and the fire in the belly of playing unleashed the way you did, I definitely think you'd have carried that the whole way through. That sense of urgency that you played with in both of those matches, carry that all the way through, and you will get through. Cut down on those loopholes on these guys, again, capitalizing off of your sort of lack of speed sometimes and being able to come to net fast enough. And then I think you keep, working on going to net at the right times, just the way you did in a lot of the highlights that I saw against Tommy Haas that I can remember, was really good. And that's going to get you over totally. You totally can win this. You know what I mean? This is yours, Roger. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, this is yours. This is yours. Number 8. 8. That's 7. Seriously, 8. Oh my God. So anyway, a couple of other things that I wanted to say, but I can't remember right now. But anyway, congratulations. It's always a good time of year when Wimbledon's here. It's always a good combination, Wimbledon and Roger Federer, just great combination. I want to see that cup is yours. I want to see Serena win the Rosewater Dish. Um, you guys keep it the way it was, keep it the way it should be, and yeah, just go from there. Super super duper proud of you the way you're playing, Roger, and just keep everything, all of the good work up. Yeah, what I wanted to say is, yeah, I'm sorry, I got a little sidetracked. What else is new? Um, is that again? I think certain times, really having down your mental game, and being able to make shots that are a little bit more complex rather than hitting them that way. You're going to hit them this way, but you're going to make sure that you get them in on a shorter angle, so that Murray can't chase it down or Djokovic can't chase it down. And you're going to, especially against a Murray, too, if you end up going against him like in the semifinals or something like that. And I know that it may be unfair to speak so far out into the tournament. Um, you know, um, Taking the ball early against Murray, I think, is always a good thing. And I think, pressing it, pushing yourself, and really unleashing yourself, and knowing the Roger Federer, who has amazing precision, and getting tap into that just the way you did, that I saw in the highlights. I didn't see how many unforced errors you had in either one of those matches with at Halle, the semifinals and finals. But just your whole body language, your whole determination, was beautiful, amazing, and that's what's going to get you the win. Really staying in that, chasing down every ball like you were. If you chase down every balls, and then some of you didn't get to, but I was like, look at Roger, man. That's the Roger Federer we're all proud of. You know what I mean? And that's what's gonna get you results, and that's what's gonna make you feel good coming off the court, no matter what the result. You know what I mean? So anyway, I think you can take it to the new level. This year, just being unleashed, fully unleashed the way you were, because you play well when you're unleashed, play well when those arms open, like that announcer said last year at Roland Garros, and you take the ball early. Take the ball early against a lot of these guys. If you go up against Tsonga, I don't think Tsonga's in your side of the draw from what I remember, but Murray and Djokovic, you can handle them dudes. You know what I mean? You can handle those guys. And anyone else. You know what I mean? Like, you feel yourself slipping behind and stuff like that, make major adjustments. And that's an interesting thing, too, you saw about Rafa playing against Djokovic, which, once again, Djokovic should really have won freaking Roland Garros, It's too bad. But, there were little things that Rafa did to just get inch by inch, point by point, and then before you know it, he had broken. Before you know it, he was up a break. He was up a break in a whatever you call it, breaking a serve. I don't know what you call it. But I'm just saying, like, were interesting things that he was doing, even sometimes, like, trying to put surprise amount of speed on the ball against Djokovic. It seemed a little bit, I don't want to say dirty, but, he was just tweaking stuff just so he could get a little point here, a little point there, a little point here, a little point there. So I think, again, playing unleashed, once again through Wimbledon, taking chances, opening up those aren't, because that's the Roger Federer, fully confident, fully on top of it, fully wanting it, fully determined, and he's gonna get what he fully is leaned in, like lean in 100%, the way you were at Halle, in the finals and the semifinals. Take the ball early sometimes, you know what I mean? You're having a tough time against some of these guys, you Roger Federer, you have amazing precision, you just really got to trust in yourself to make those shots. And if you are playing unleashed with, the kind of confidence that you had, you will make those shots. Try not to hit the ball toward any of the guys, even if it's convenient for you, just take a second. You can. It's just so easy for me to say, right? Just take a second, Roger, just a millisecond, instead of hitting it that way. You hit it that way, even though you're in the forecourt and hitting it that way is really hard. You're Roger Federer and you have amazing precision. And if you just take that millisecond and play unleashed, but focused, you're gonna make that shot on that amazing angle. So it's all types of things. I think some things that you were playing against, Djokovic last year, hitting angle balls. When he tried to put you on the run and stuff like that, you did a really good job of, returning like that. And I think those are all little things you should do to make sure you're not making it easy for, I'm throwing out the name again, a Tsonga, Andy Murray, a Djokovic, anybody else who will be in your way. She'll have to move out of the way on the way to 8. But the time is this year is to be fully unleashed, which you can totally do. You seem like you're doing, and to really take chances. But you don't have to take chances. It's really about digging deeper into yourself, trusting yourself 100% more, knowing that you can make that shot right there. You could be at the forecourt and the ball be coming this way and it's a little inconvenient to you, and you can still make the shot rather than hitting it there. Because honestly, your power that you generate a lot of power, but you generate just enough power that some of these guys can still chase down your ball. So if you're gonna generate the ball so that it hits all the way over there in the corner, then a Murray or whomever is gonna chase it down, you could take a moment to go, to really tap into who Roger Federer is the person who is really has amazing perception of the court, almost with his eyes closed, and can take a moment to even take a ball early, though it may not be comfortable for you. You may have to do some mental work before your matches, to just say, I'm comfortable, calm, cool, collected, with taking the ball on early, and I hit all of my shots. I take the ball on early with ease. I hit the ball with precision, and just visualize a few different balls being inconvenient and think out which way you're going to hit them. If the player's over here and the ball comes at a weird angle here, or if the player's over here, or if you're at net, or if you're all the way back and the ball is at an inconvenient angle, or it's just easier to hit the ball back into the direction where the player is. That could be the difference between a win and a loss. And like Djokovic and Nadal were saying, and you even said once last year, it's just, with the higher echelon guys, it's just the win is just a matter of a few points here and a few points there. So, you being unleashed, you hitting the ball again, sound like broken records and repeating this stuff over and over again, but, you doing that, and really just, settling yourself down into who you are, and really trusting your shots and making them, being cool, calm, and collected when you're making them, even if you're making them on your heels, you know what I mean? Excuse me. So even if you are doing that you're calm, cool, and collected, and that you're, visualizing that before you go to bed, and you're visualizing being calm and having an answer, and generating shots that the other players don't have an answer for, and being able to hit while on your heels, and being able to come in and take the ball earlier. I would take the ball earlier a lot more, especially with these higher players. That's what's going to get you through. Because you'll have the skill, but your power gets capitalized on a lot, so to get through to the end, just gonna have to do some new things. You got your mental game down a lot, I think. You still keep working on that, stay point by point, but you see yourself going down and stuff like that, throw out a few tricks, a few get out of jail card plays and stuff like that, and this will get you through all the way to the end, to that cup that is so rightfully yours, Roger Federer. Love you, Roger, and I wish you amazing experience at Wimbledon and championship point and all that good deliciousness after championship point. And I look forward to seeing you win Wimbledon for many years to come. And I look forward to seeing you play live at Wimbledon still. You know, I wanted to make it happen last year. I want to make it happen this year for next year. We'll see. We will freaking see if I can work a miracle. Ugh. So, and hope all is well with Mirka and the girls and everybody. And, I think, again, coming in net a lot more, getting that back into your game a little bit more, the way you were doing. Once again, at Hala, it looked like your rhythm was on, because sometimes, like I said in the past, seems like you have struggled to get a specific rhythm with coming to net, especially with higher caliber players. So I think you keep trusting yourself and just being very, very determined, and having, the way you were at Hala, like super confident, and having that real estate available in your head. Once you have the confidence, you have that real estate available to really make great decisions, and decisions that work on the court for you. So I know you're going to do this, but I say, again, this is the year to really play unleashed, take a ball on early, where necessary and as much as possible, but make sure you're making your shots. If you're at net, putting that ball away every single time, not, you're hitting it in order to put it away. I would suggest also off the court that you get some acupuncture. I talked to you about this last year at Wimbledon, I believe. I think acupuncture is unbelievably amazing. And it helps unblock your energy centers, because it's a specific energetic flow, a specific electrical charge. Even the most basic idiot knows from seeing the Matrix that we actually, our bodies actually have sort of, well, for lack of better terminology, sort of electrical power. So we have these energy centers all throughout the body, and acupuncture can really help. And just don't let it freak you out. I've had it personally myself, and it doesn't hurt. Just a slight bit of discomfort because, come on, they're little itty bitty needles or whatever, but you don't feel any pain. So I think it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth really focusing, not going out too much, meeting out. That's just my own personal opinion that I always say, not meeting out too much during Wimbledon. It's just a fortnight, it's just 2 weeks. And, just going from there, playing unleashed. And by the way, last thing I'm going to say is I like your haircut. Great job. I like it. It's nice and short. And believe it or not, shorter hair helps with aerodynamics. It may seem really stupid thing to say, but, there is some wind resistance that long hair, it's not that your hair is ridiculously long, but, longer hair does create a sense of wind resistance. And you know what? Every little iota counts. So I think having short hair is really a good thing. And it looks good. It's a good haircut. Which brings me to something I was thinking about too. I'm so happy. Like, you have a really awesome sense of style, Roger. And I know you you've done a lot of work with Anna Wintour or whatever, and like, you really have a really great sense of style, which is awesome. And I really appreciate the fact that I have never seen you freaking wear black socks with white sneakers. That sounds so stupid, but I really appreciate it. It's so god awful on TV to see somebody with white sneakers and black socks. It was awful, man. Awful. So anyway, I just had to say that little thing. Like, I appreciate the fact that I have never seen you do that. Anyway, whatever. So, listen, lots of luck. Love to you, love to Mirka and the girls, and, just happy life to you, Roger. Happy home life, happy family life, and just happy tennis life. I'm wishing all the best for you, From my heart to you as a fan, to yours as my good dear friend I always wish the best for, as I say. All right, so I'm taking off right now, but have a good one. Take care, and hopefully I'll be able to make a couple more videos during Wimbledon. Yeah, Wimbledon! Ah! 2013.